Ironically, places like Lura were where Australians learned to holiday. You could jump on a steam train, come up here, walk through the gardens, take in the airs and the waters. Well, I'm going to meet someone at Everglades House and Garden to tell me all about Lura's swishy past. Oh, Sue, this is so beautiful. Tell me about the Everglades.
It is a beautiful garden. So the owner was a gentleman by the name of Henry van der Veld. He was a Belgian gentleman who made his money and success here in Australia, would you believe, out of carpet. Hey? We've all got a carpet at home.
I know, we all need one.
Absolutely. And he purchased this property back in 1933. It's nearly 6 acres. And the following year, he employed a Danish gentleman by the name of Paul Sorensen to design the gardens. Now, Paul spent 4 years designing these spectacular gardens. And as you can tell, they're European influence.
Yes.
But as you look around, you're still seeing your Australian eucalyptus as well.
I know, it's gorgeous.
The gardens are spectacular, and it took 20 men to build.
So when people came up here to really almost have their first holiday, possibly, what were the health benefits of this area?
Oh, the doctors promoted that the altitude is the main thing. People said that the air was more rarefied. It is good for your circulation, it's good for your diet, it's good for sleep. Here you get 10 hours sleep is equivalent to something like 12 hours sleep down in the lowlands. So everything said that it was the health benefits to come up here.
And what year are we talking?
Oh, it started in the 1880s when Lura really kind of started to become a location, but it really did go through to the 1950s. It was that continual storyline.
So I guess in town it was smoky and smoggy and...
You're exactly right. And if we talk that pre-Federation period, no sewage, no water, no electricity, you know. So imagine what Sydney was like in that pre-period, and to come up here, fresh air, let alone the beautiful scenery that we can see around here. So that's really one of the benefits that people came up here.
So where does the Hydro Majestic fit into this? Because if you even just loosely know about the Blue Mountains, you know about this amazing hotel called the Hydro Majestic.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's the palace in the mountains. So Mark Foy, who was a retailer that made his money out of a shop down in Sydney, he actually built it in 1904. And it opened on the 4th of July 1904, 4 days before Sydney got electricity. So it had electricity before Sydney did. It was huge.
Well done.
But it did open, though, as a hydrotherapy location. So it was all about the diet and the water treatments and things like that you could do there. And that did well for a little while. The water had to come across from Germany. The water stunk. And so, therefore, after a while, people went, nah, I'm not going to do that. So he changed his business idea. 18 months later, he changed the profile. And what he decided to do was, let's open it up. Let's bring the champagne back. And needless to say, the parties happened. It was the Great Gatsby, if we can possibly use that context, here in the Blue Mountains. Politicians, Indian Raj, we had Arthur Conan Doyle. And of course, we know him, the fantastic author. Guess what he did when he was up there? He did a séance.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, absolutely. So these are the people that were coming here. Of course, you know, our opera star, Dame Melba, and these wonderful Sydney and international socialites in the roaring 20s would draw themselves to the property so that they could stay there at the beautiful Hydro Majestic.
So it went from health benefits to party time.
The irony is not lost on me. Absolutely. In fact, actually, as you checked out, there was actually a confession booth that you could go to and confess your sins.
No.
Seriously, it's kind of like the old take of what goes on tour stays on tour.
Stays on tour, I know
that.
well.
Absolutely.
I love it. We've got that idea of it being a place to come and rest and recuperate. You know, there's also the Great Gatsby crazy party side. When does tourism start to kind of die down here and why?
That is a brilliant question. And you know what? It's the automobile is the answer to your question.
Oh, again.
Again, sadly. So post-World War II, 1 in 3 Australian families had a car. So what that meant is you didn't need the railway to take you to your holiday, as you had always done, but instead the car could take you. And here in Sydney, the South Coast, the Central Coast became more popular places to come. So those places did very well, and it just simply detracted from the Blue Mountains as an overall destination from tourism. So it did kind of slowly, you know, fade into the distance.
Eventually, though, tourism did kind of come back, yeah.
Tourism certainly has grown, and we've got some wonderful sites here. Things are certainly been on the improve, and post-COVID, we hope that that's going to continue.
Thank you so much, Sue.
No, thank you very much for coming and visiting us.
Lovely to meet you. All right. Oh, that's my 55-year-old legs. Off we go.